So what I'm going to do is say, okay, I'm bullish on Palantir. I just say hypothetically, right? I am bullish in real life, but I just say hypothetically in this scenario, I'm bullish on Palantir. And so I'm thinking, what's going to happen over the next 9 days? No one knows, but you have your speculation, you have your take, you have your opinion, you have your assumption. I want to talk about three different types of adjustments that you can do for the safeguard. But before we do that, I want to point out and I want to stress this. You do not have to adjust using the safeguard strategy. When we first came up with the strategy, we called it the 1 day a month strategy. It was born through people contacting us and saying, I just don't have enough time to trade. Or I just don't have enough time to follow. I just don't have enough time for this. I just don't have enough time for that. And I wanted to not only keep them people as members, but allow those people to benefit through these markets and make money and not feel stressed, right? But feel like they can be somewhat connected to the market. Originally, I said 30 to 35 days. That's where you want to put the trade. So let's just say we put a trade here at 30 days. And let's just say I did a cash secured put, which is part of the safeguard strategy. Obviously, it's a part of the wheel as well. So if I sold a cash secured put here on this Palantir at the 135, and let's say I just got the mid of 127, I can just put this trade on, go away, and come back in 31 days. I'm either going to have nothing on in Palantir or I'm going to have shares. If I have shares, then I could do the covered call, which is the traditional will strategy, or I can do the collar strategy, which is the safeguard strategy, right? A part of the safeguard strategy. I do not have to adjust this. I literally just come back in 31 days and it's going to tell me what I need to do. If I have nothing on, I can just sell another cash secured put if I wanted to. Or I can do a cover call at that point, or I can do a bionic bull at that point. I can do whatever the four strategies of the safeguard strategy. But if I just wanted to keep it real simple and basic, I can just do the cash secured put again. What happens if I have a covered call now and it's 30 days? And let's say I put my call here at this 185 strike, and then I come back in 31 days. It's because it expires in 30 days. I come back in 31 days, just for example. Well, that call is going to expire worthless. I get to keep all this $400 that I receive, or that call is going to expire in the money and my shares are going to be gone. So if the call expires out of the money, then what did I do? I just sell another call. I just repeat the covered call process. Or if I'm doing the safeguard, I can turn it into a collar if I wanted to. But that's how you would do it if you have shares. You either have the cover call or the collar. You can't do the cash secured put if you have the shares. You can, but that's adding more risk to the trade. You can do the Bionic Bull as well, but that's just adding more risk. Normally, you're just going to keep your risk the same and you're going to do a covered call or you're going to do a collar. If my shares are gone, then I can come back and do another covered call. I can do a cash secured put. I can do a Bionic Bull. I can do a collar. Right? It's telling you what you can do next. You do not have to adjust. But if you learn to adjust at least on a basic level, it's going to take this to a whole nother level for you guys. With the covered call, you still have risks all the way to zero, as you guys can see here. But you're going to get a bigger credit if you do a covered call and not the collar. Let's just say this is $400. You still have limited upside. You stop winning at this 185, but you're going to get a little bit more credit here. And you got risk all the way to zero still. So if this tanks a lot, which Palantir, can potentially tank a lot, the collar strategy is the covered call, but you add a put to it, and you add the put for lower than what you receive for the call. So let's say we receive 420 for this call, and let's say I want to buy this 150 strike. Well, I'm still getting an overall credit of 119. It's not $400, but I still get a credit of 119. I can make up to 1700 still over the next 30 days. But the biggest difference is that I don't have risk all the way to zero anymore. In this case, I have less than $1,800 of risk if Palantir decides it's going to tank over the next 30 days. So the collar strategy gives you the most protection out of the four different safeguard strategies. It gives you more than the cash secured put because you have risk all the way to zero with the cash secured put. It gives you more than the covered call because, as I just mentioned, you got risk all the way to zero with the covered call. And it gives you more than the Bionic Bull because the Bionic Bull is just a cash secured put and adding a call to it or a call spread to it, right? And so that still has risk all the way to zero. The collar strategy is the only one that does not have risk all the way to zero. And so when we're talking about adjusting these, I've already hopefully made it clear you do not have to adjust them. But when we're talking about adjusting them, you want to think about three different type of adjustments. You have an overall debit, right? So you're getting a debit, overall debit when you do the trade, plus it's a debit in the new expiration period. Then you have an overall debit, but a credit in the new expiration period. That's good. The first one is bad. The second one is good. And then you have an overall credit period. There's no debit. And then that's obviously good. We've been doing a lot of kind of 9-day or weekly type of options, Friday to Friday. So in this example, I'm going to go here with 2 days to go. And let's just say we have this trade in the money on the call side here. It's at an 87 delta, and let's say the put side is down here. Looking at this here, I'm setting this up as this is the options, you guys. It's 2 days to go to expiration. Our call is in the money, and our put is out of the money here at a 2 delta. So when you're going to roll these, what the system is doing, if you use the tasty trade and you right mouse button click and you go roll expirations, what it's doing is just doing the opposite. It's buying this back, selling this, and then it's taking you to the expiration period that you want. So let's say 9 days. And it's putting the new options or the new expiration options on the same strike if it could. If it's not the same strike there, then it'll put something near it. But it's putting it at the same strike. So in this case, on the call side, we said the 160. So it's going to sell the 160 this time because you bought it back in the front week. And so on the put side is 148. So I'm buying that. So in this example here, it's giving me a credit down here. And yeah, credits are great, but it's not great if our call is already in the money, because that means we stop winning at the 160. So the most we can win over the next week is $1.12. Maybe you're okay with that. Me, most of the time, I'm not. So in this example here, I'm going to most likely have to structure this to get a credit only in this expiration period. So what I'm going to do is say, okay, I'm bullish on Palantir. I just say hypothetically, right? I am bullish in real life, but I just say hypothetically in this scenario, I'm bullish on Palantir. And so I'm thinking, what's going to happen over the next 9 days? No one knows, but you have your speculation, you have your take, you have your opinion, you have your assumption. And so my assumption is that it's going to be bullish next week, and maybe it goes to 177.5. So I'm going to move my call to here. And then if I look at the probability of touch, everyone, is it's 2 times deltas. I just say that's a 30. So it's a 60% chance it's going to touch this 177.5. So it's a realistic possibility that it can go to this 1775. And so now I want to adjust my put. I can keep my put like this because I'm getting a credit here. I'm selling the call, the 235, and I'm buying the put for 69. That's a credit inside this new expiration. The reason why this is important, everyone, is that if I took off that trade that I showed you in the front week, if I took off that trade and then I put it all back on because I rang the register, took my profits, because that we did win because it's in the money. It was in the money at an 87 delta on that call. So we won. If I take that off completely and then I put on a new collar, that's going to be an overall debit. But that overall debit doesn't necessarily mean I'm losing money or winning money at that point. What happens from the time I put the new trade on, that determines if I'm going to give back some of the winning from that previous week or am I going to make more in this new week. You have to understand that to believe this adjusting process. It's exactly like taking it off and then putting it back on. It's clear for us when we've won money on something, then we take it off. That's clear. If we put on a new trade right away, then that's clear to us too if we're getting a credit in the new expiration period. What I'm trying to tell everyone on this call is that it does not matter if you take it all off. If you just move the options and that's for a debit, it's the same thing. What matters is are you receiving a credit in this new expiration period? If you are, then you received an overall credit again. You're good. Now, we just went over one way. Let me go over another way now of adjusting the collar strategy in return the cover call. Previously, a second ago, we were in the money on the call side. Now I'm going to show you that we're in the money on the put side. So this is the trade here. This is how it looks. 2 days ago, the put is at a 92, the call is at a 1 delta. And so what I'm going to do is just like Tasty Trade would do if you use the right mouse button click and you hit roll expiration. I'm just going to buy this back, sell this. That's going to be an overall credit because the right now so far because this put side is worth a lot. It's in the money. So then I'm going to go out 9 days and I'm just going to put it at the same strikes for now. So the put side is at the 180. So I'm going to buy the 180 this time. And the call side was the 195. So I'm going to sell the 195. So in this example here, this is a bad thing for us. We're getting an overall debit and we're getting a debit in the new expiration period. The only way we can fix this is that we got to get an overall credit. And so let's just say I'm bullish on Palantir. I can keep my call at the 195. I can move this down to the 177.5, right? I just moved it down from the put from the 180 to the 177.5, and now I have an overall credit. That's a good thing. Now I'm lowering my call spaces as well, right? I'm getting overall credit and I'm still protecting myself to the downside because I can't lose anymore because I'm at my put gives me the right to sell at the 177.5. It's trading at 169. So my put is still in the money. So if it keeps dropping, I have the right to sell at 1775. So I have no more risks. It's no way possible I can lose on this trade in the next 9 days. I'm going to make at least $87 or whatever they give me this credit at over the next 9 days. That is a fact, you guys. There's no way I can lose anything else on this trade if I stay with these strikes over the next 9 days. I'm going to lock in my $87. This is a good thing. I mean, we don't want puts to go in the money, but if they do, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You want it to come back up, but if it doesn't, if you can keep lowering your call spaces, getting credits each week, you're gonna get back to even eventually anyway. But most of the time when we're doing a safeguard strategy, we're doing on something we want to own forever. So it's probably something that has a lot of potential to go higher. And so it's going to come back. Palantir is one of those things that have a lot of potential to go higher. Yes, it can go lower as well, but it has a ton of potential to go to higher. That's the second kind of way. That's in the money. Now, the third way, I'm going to go back to the second day. You have a situation where the options are both out of the money. So let's just say your call is at a 15 delta with 2 days ago. And let's just say your put is at a 5 delta with 2 days ago. So both of these are out of the money. Maybe the stock went up some and you're up a little bit overall. Maybe the stock went down a little bit, right? And you're still up a little bit because you've made money on the shares. The shares outpaced maybe I shouldn't say the shares. The options outpace the share decline. Okay. But this is a scenario you're going to be in where your call is not in the money and your put is not in the money. So what type of adjustment do you do here? So the same kind of concept. It's either going to be an overall credit, an overall debit, or a debit, but you're getting a credit in the new expiration period. So let's act like we're buying it back as the system would do it, right? I'm selling that, buying this, and then I'm going to roll it out. Right now it's an overall debit, and I'm going to put it at the same strikes. So that's the 177.5. So I'm going to sell the 177.5, and the put side was the 155. So I'm going to buy the 155. And so if we do this, this is an overall credit of 76 cents right now, 75, 76 cents. So I don't have to do anything at this point. I can just live with the same strikes for another week and get a nice credit. If my assumption hasn't changed, I can do this. If I'm feeling a little bit more bearish, then I could move up my call some. Maybe I move my call up to the 172.5 and then I bring up my put to here. I'm still getting an overall credit, but I just reduced my risk overall on this new trade. I brought in the walls. So I'm getting protected sooner instead of the 155 on the put side. I'm getting protected at the 160 now. And yeah, I limited my upside, which is fine because my assumption is I'm more bearish over the next 9 days. But I'm still getting this overall credit down here.